friendos, welcome back to my channel. Or if it's your first time here, hello, my name is Laurel. I am not a professional makeup artist, I'm just a weirdo that likes to collect and experiment with really nice makeup. In just a few moments, we are about to get into the Beauty Killer 2 palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Now, I review the vast majority of products that Jeffree Star Cosmetics puts out. So if you are looking for a new place where we cover a lot of the JSC products, friendo, I invite you to subscribe now. And without further ado, I think it's time that we get into this palette today. You guys, just stay tuned. So friendos, what did you think of the swatches that we just saw? I really want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you think about this look. Let me know what looks you have planned for the palette if you plan to pick it up. Let me know if you do plan to pick it up or if you're gonna pass on this one. I'm always curious to hear from you guys. So friendos, if it is your first time tuning in, then I want you guys to kind of know my vibe on reviewing Jeffree Star Cosmetics products. And this is the same vibe that I use for every brand that I review on my channel. I can be really brutally honest sometimes. If I don't like something, I don't try to sugarcoat it. I just let you guys know why I did not like something. I'm not getting on the PR list anytime soon. And this video, of course, is not sponsored. I've had a lot of luck with JSC in the past, and I've liked the majority of things that I have tried from the brand, which is why I repurchase from them again and again. But I have had a few things over the years that I have not enjoyed, and I did not hold back on telling you. So just be aware today, I don't know what we are in for. So first off, I am digging the packaging. It's kind of like Mean Girls meets 300. And of course, this is the Beauty Killer palette. Oh, sorry, the Beauty Killer 2 palette. I did not know that the brand existed at the time that they released the original Beauty Killer palettes. The color story wasn't really my vibe, so I didn't ever pick it up. But this is so cool. I really like the packaging. These are some huge pans, just so you can see my hand here. Whoa, mama, I was not expecting them to be this big. So the color story is kind of reminiscent to me of the Prism palette, which was a limited edition released from ABH Cosmetics, and I really like that. I think I'm going to like this today just based on the color story, but who knows? We got to check out the formulation. I want to go ahead and start out with my look, so let's get into it. So my Sigma E65, I'm going to start out by going in with the Chartreuse shade in the palette. So this one is definitely showing up a little bit more yellow than green, and more so than how it looks in the pan on the eye. I'm going to go in with the shade Blow Up Doll. That's the bubblegum pink shade right next to it. And I'm just using the same brush as what I used for the first dip in. Next up, I'll be going in with this Periwinkle gray shade. It's called Death Row. This is typically how we know if a palette has a good formulation overall. It's all in the purples and the blues. And I'm using my Refer 14 for this shade. Next up, I'm going to go in with the navy blue shade Redemption on a unit 201. I just want to deepen up the crease there. Now then, on what's left of my eyelid that's not covered, I'm going to go in with the shade Respect. We have a cleaver picture. We have a cleaver embossment in this one reminding you to pay respect. How fun. And I know that this look probably isn't like the most stunning look that you'll probably find on Instagram or on YouTube for that matter. But I just wanted to test out as many shades as we could without making my entire face look like a complete hot mess. Then on a stained up Natasha Denona number 11, we will go in with the shade Guillotine Dream. Now to me, this looks like a blue-green gray with a gold reflect. And this is fairly potent without me spraying my brush, but I always like to see just what the intensity is like if I spray. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm also getting a little bit of fallout with that shade. It's not terrible, but I can definitely see it under my eye. Alright, friendos, I feel like that's a pretty basic look that we can do with this palette. I'm going to go ahead and line lash and I'll be right back to you. Alright, friendos, I am back, and what a difference liner and lashes makes. I think we can all agree on that. So I wanted to give my thoughts so far on the palette. So far, I'm definitely enjoying it. I want to dip into more shades, but I feel like I can't really do much more without making this look kind of funky. So the things that I like about this palette, I like that these are just 10 pans. I enjoy almost all of my Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes. Sometimes I do feel like they could curate themselves just a little bit more. Perfection to me with a palette is somewhere between like 10 and 15 shades. And beyond that, to me, the palette feels a little bit less special just because you have all the possibilities, whereas with a more refined color story, you have to create looks within those parameters, and it presents more of a challenge. And whenever I do a look, it just feels more thematic, and I really like to be able to do a look, take a picture of myself, look at it, say 6 months later, and say, oh, that look I know I created by using such and such palette. And when you have so many shades in one palette, sometimes that's a little hard to define when you're looking back and you don't remember exactly what you put on that day offhand. That was a really long and unnecessary explanation, guys. I'm sorry. But I do like that it's a smaller color story. I also like the shades that were chosen to be in this palette. I see a world of possibilities on here. Like, I know that today is probably like a little wonky. And you're right, I am a little wonky. I wanted to at least put down 5 different shades so we had a good understanding of how the formulation works and the performance of each shade. So the blues and the purples that I use, so I used the bottom 2 here. Those were really nice, actually. Were they the absolute best I've ever used? No, but they're definitely on the better end of purples and blues in my collection. And I have a pretty extensive collection. Also, I really enjoyed these 2. Every single shade was very easy to blend out. Now this guy right here, I do think that this is a pretty shade, but I got a metric fudge ton of crap under my eye after applying that shade. Even when spraying it, I was still getting fallout, which is atypical of a Jeffree Star Cosmetics shadow. So if this was the shade that intrigued you the most, I have a Natasha Denona palette. It's a little 5-pan that is very similar, and to be honest, it performs a little bit better. So from Natasha Denona, the palette number 3 in her 5-pan collection. This one is fairly similar. I'll show you side by side. So yeah, very, very similar. This one from Jeffree Star Cosmetics is a little bit more sparkly, although this one is very buildable. You can spray your brush and get a very good intensity with this. You're not going to get fallout with the shade from Natasha Denona, but of course you'll be paying around the same amount and you would only be getting half the shades because, of course, 5-pan palette. But something to consider if that was like the stunner shade that was intriguing you. Everything else so far I'm pretty satisfied with. Of course, as always, we'll be dipping into this eyeshadow palette more on my channel because we can't try the whole thing out in one day. So my final thoughts are to be continued. I would greatly appreciate it if you enjoyed this video, if you would consider giving it a like. And lastly, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Because if not, we'll both have to live in the sorrow of never knowing what could have been. Enjoy your day, guys. Bye.
This isn't makeup. It's onions. What do you guys think of this?